What if the career ladder that you've been climbing for decades is quietly being dismantled from both ends? From interns and graduates who once filled your talent pipeline to executives who've led the movement, the entire structure is under pressure. Welcome to the age where AI doesn't just threaten entry-level jobs, it's reshaping the very top of organizations. In this video, you'll discover how the ladder's rungs are disappearing, what this means for you as a senior leader, and exactly what you must do to stay relevant, ready, and in control. But before we dive in, if you're new here and haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button below and the bell to be notified every time we post a new video about job search advice, or if you're just looking for encouragement, wisdom, and practical guidance in your career transition journey, let us be your guide. So if we haven't met, I'm Chuk Sagata, also known as Dr. A. I spent over 20 years helping seasoned professionals and executives navigate complex career transitions, especially during times of major disruption. I've worked with leaders across industries who have faced layoffs, reorganizations, and now the uncertainty that AI is bringing into the workplace. And here's what I've seen again and again. The people who rise above it all aren't always the ones with the most experience. They're the ones who adapt, the ones who know how to combine strategy, leadership, and technology without losing their human edge. So, if you've been wondering how to stay relevant and how to make sure your value doesn't get replaced by an algorithm, stick around, because in today's video, we're going to unpack exactly what's happening and what you can do about it. And at Career Calibration, we've helped hundreds of clients successfully navigate the job search process and land six-figure plus roles, even in this challenging market. So if you're a seasoned professional facing challenges in your job search, make sure to stay tuned until the end, and I'll share how we can support you in your career transition. So what's happening at the bottom of the ladder? Let's start at the base. Entry-level and junior roles, the ones many of us took for granted as the launchpad for a career, are being quietly eliminated. According to a recent report from McKinsey & Company, automation and AI could account for nearly 30% of all hours worked in the US by 2030. That's the equivalent of tens of millions of full-time jobs being reshaped or replaced. And research from the Brookings Institution found that over 30% of American workers could see at least half of their daily tasks impacted by generative AI. So this isn't just about few industries experimenting with new tools. AI is fundamentally changing what work looks like for nearly a third of the workplace. And for many companies, that transformation is starting exactly where it's easiest to automate, at the bottom of the ladder. So the entry-level task-heavy roles that once gave new professionals their start are now the first to be absorbed by AI. Why? Because tasks once performed by junior staff, data entry, support, transcribing, basic analysis, are now being done by generative AI. Some estimates suggest that up to 80 to 85% of basic first-level support interactions could be handled by AI or automation in large service operations. And when the base of the ladder crumbles, everything above it shifts too. Fewer juniors, fewer promotions, fewer future leaders, a cascading effect. So let's now talk about what's happening at the top of the ladder. Now let's flip to the other end of the ladder, senior roles. Executives, strategic consultants, the ones many believe are safe, are not immune. Many of their tasks are analytical, digesting data, crafting strategy, producing recommendations, and those are exactly the kinds of work AI can now augment, or in some cases automate entirely. A recent McKinsey study found that generative AI could account for nearly 30% of all hours worked in the US by 2030. That's a massive transformation, reshaping how business gets done at every level. Consulting firms are a perfect example. Their model, junior analysts gathering data and senior partners presenting insights, maps almost perfectly onto an AI-augmented workflow. In other words, the job isn't just being done differently, the job itself is being reshaped. For senior professionals, your value will shift from doing the work to designing the work. That means architecting systems, processes, and decision frameworks that allow AI and your teams to operate together effectively. You'll move from being the person who analyzes the numbers to being the person who decides which numbers matter and how those insights should drive strategic decisions. Think about a director of operations who once spent hours reviewing reports and identifying process inefficiencies. With AI, those inefficiencies are spotted automatically. The role now shifts to interpreting what those insights mean, deciding whether to restructure teams, reallocate resources, or redesign workflows around that new intelligence. Or take a chief marketing officer who used to oversee a team of analysts producing campaign data. Now AI generates those analytics instantly. The CMO's job is no longer about crunching numbers. It's about ensuring the brand voice remains authentic, ethical, and aligned with customer trust, even when content is created by algorithms. That's what it means to move from execution to orchestration, from being inside the process to shaping the system itself. AI won't replace leaders who understand how to build and guide systems, but it will replace those who only know how to operate inside of them. So why this dual-end disruption matters to you? So why should you care? Because this isn't just another wave of automation. This is a structural reset of how organizations function. So for decades, corporate growth followed a predictable pattern. Hire entry-level staff, train them up, promote the best, and gradually move them into leadership roles. That steady pipeline of talent is what allowed experienced professionals to move up while new employees took on the foundational work. But now that bottom layer is eroding. AI is taking over the repetitive task-driven work that used to develop future managers. At the same time, automation is creeping into the analytical and strategic tasks once handled by mid to senior levels. The result? Companies are becoming hourglass-shaped, heavy at the top and bottom, but hollow in the middle. Entry-level roles are shrinking, middle management layers are thinning, and smaller number of senior executives are left overseeing everything. That means your span of control increases, but so does your risk. You'll be asked to deliver more with fewer human resources. Manage AI integrated workflows you may not fully trust yet, and make faster, higher stakes decisions with less internal support. And here's the real danger. When there's no clear pipeline for future leaders beneath you, succession planning collapses. If you're hoping to advance into the next role, the path forward becomes less about seniority and more about adaptability, digital fluency, and strategic foresight. In fact, according to a global study by IBM, 87% of executives believe employees are more likely to be augmented by AI than replaced by it. That sounds optimistic, but also signals a massive shift in expectations. The future isn't about whether you'll use AI, it's about how effectively you'll lead through it. And employers are starting to say the quiet part out loud. Accenture CEO Julie Sweet recently told investors the firm is exiting employees who can't be viably retrained for AI-enabled roles, even as Accenture plans to grow overall headcount. Translation: AI fluency is becoming table stakes. Meanwhile, LinkedIn reports that job postings requiring AI literacy have jumped roughly 70% year over year. The expectation isn't perfection, it's progress. This is why understanding AI isn't optional anymore. It's the difference between being seen as a leader who drives transformation versus a leader who gets replaced by it. So, if you're sitting in a senior role today, managing teams, budgets, or operations, the question isn't, will AI affect me? It already is. The real question is, am I evolving as fast as my environment? Because in this new world of work, your ability to lead through disruption will define your relevance more than your years of experience ever could. So let me go ahead and pause for a second. So if this is resonating with you, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. Also, quick question, have you started using AI in your work yet? Just type yes or not yet in the comments. So what you should do today to protect, pivot, and propel. Now, let's talk about what you can do today to stay ahead. So these are the practical moves that will help you not just survive the shift, but lead through it. So number one, pivot from expert to architect. Instead of being known for doing the detailed work, become the person who designs the system that gets the work done. So for example, imagine a finance director who used to spend hours building complex forecasting models. Today, AI can generate those models in seconds. So rather than personally creating the model, that director now focuses on defining the assumptions, validating the AI's logic, and communicating the story behind the numbers to the executive team. They've gone from doing analysis to directing intelligence. And here's a reality check. Adoption isn't magic. A recent Gallup survey found AI use at work has grown fast, but consistent, high-value use is still uneven. Treat AI as a force multiplier. You design the workflow, not as a silver bullet. This is the evolution from task execution to system design, where your insight shapes how technology and people work together. And then number 2, build the talent pipeline, bottom up and top down. With fewer entry-level positions and shrinking middle layers, leaders have to get creative about developing talent. You can't wait for HR to fix it. You have to start rebuilding the pipeline inside of your team. I've seen forward-thinking operations leaders respond to hiring freezes by creating apprenticeship rotations, pairing early career analysts with automation tools while teaching them strategic decision-making and communication. The result? They maintain productivity while cultivating the next level of leadership inside of their teams. Now that's what it looks like to build both human capability and digital fluency from within. Number 3, own the AI narrative and governance. AI strategy isn't just an IT conversation anymore. It's a leadership conversation. Senior professionals who understand governance, bias, and data privacy will become the most trusted voices in the room. For example, a VP of HR who once focused mainly on recruiting and retention now leads an internal task force on AI ethics and compliance. She ensures hiring algorithms are transparent, fair, and legally defensible, positioning herself as the go-to leader for responsible innovation. By owning the narrative, she didn't just protect her department, she elevated her influence across the company. Remember, AI fluency isn't about coding, it's about confidence and control. The more you understand how it works, the better you can lead the humans who use it. So take some time this week to map out your own leadership evolution. Write down your top 5 daily activities. Ask yourself, which of these could be supported or automated by AI, and which require uniquely human judgment, empathy, or creativity. That exercise will show you exactly where you need to double down and where to delegate, to technology or to people. So the outlook and the opportunity playbook. So let's pull it all together. Every major shift in history, whether it's industrial and now intelligent automation, has created 2 kinds of professionals: those who resist it and those who redefine it. What we're witnessing now isn't the disappearance of work, it's rather the opposite. It's the redistribution of value. Routine skills are being automated, but judgment, leadership, empathy, and creative problem solving, those are rising in value faster than ever. Our recent World Economic Forum report found that while nearly 25% of jobs will change in the next 5 years, roles demanding analytical thinking, leadership, and curiosity are growing across every industry. In other words, the very traits that make you an experienced professional, the wisdom to connect dots, guide people, and make ethical calls when the data conflicts, are becoming your greatest competitive edge. The danger isn't that AI will replace leaders. The danger is that leaders will fail to adapt to a world where technology sets the pace. The ones who stay relevant will be those who learn fast, lead boldly, and use AI not as a crutch, but as a force multiplier for human potential. This moment isn't about protecting what you used to do, it's about amplifying who you already are. Your experience, your intuition, your ability to build trust, those are the things no algorithm can replicate, but they can be amplified by one. So if you felt that tension, wondering whether your years of experience still matter in an AI-driven world, I want you to remember this. Technology doesn't erase your value, it exposes it. It shines a light on who can lead through uncertainty, who can think critically when the playbook no longer applies, and who can inspire people to adapt rather than panic. The future doesn't belong to those who fear change. It belongs to those who design it. And that's the opportunity sitting in front of you right now. All right, that's it for this video, folks. If you are a seasoned professional that is struggling to make that career transition and need help in doing so, I'd love to help. So go ahead and click on the link below and fill out an application to work with us. If a fit, you'll be prompted to schedule a call with us. I look forward to meeting you. Also, would you like expert job search advice delivered weekly into your inbox? Sign up to join our exclusive email list. Get exclusive insights designed to help you land your next role. Sign up today by clicking on the link below and take control of your job search. And remember, it's free. And if you found this valuable, hit subscribe, click like, and tell me in the comments, which rung of the ladder are you on? Bottom, middle, or top? And how are you preparing for the next shift? All right, see you next time. Over and out.